but you're also saying yes to everything else. You're saying yes to the spit up. You're saying yes to the hole in the wall because your children are home all the time. You're saying yes to permanent marker on the couch. Hey, sweet mamas. Welcome back to another episode of Mom in Process. As always, I'm your host and creator, Amy Cawthron. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with me and with this community, but mostly me when we're working on the podcast together and working on leveling up our lives 1% at a time. I never want you to feel like you are not enough, though. I really want to stress that. And I want you to understand the importance that I never want you to feel like you're not enough. But the purpose of this podcast and the purpose of this community is to give you a space to return to when you are wanting to level up, you are wanting a change, and you are wanting to improve. Maybe you're struggling with some of that mom guilt, and we have tips for working through that. Maybe you're struggling with, I can't get my shit together. My house is always a mess. How do I do this? Let's work on that. Maybe you know that you don't feel great during the days. So let's work on that. We'll work on our mind, our bodies, our souls, our homemaking skills, and the house that we live in. That's all here, but none of it is ever designed to make you feel like you are not enough. This is a place for you when you feel like you do want to change and you do want to improve, because we're always changing, we're always growing, and we're always improving in order to be the best women that we possibly can be to raise the future generation. So I just wanted to start out with that, just telling you that you're amazing. And then just you being here, you being part of this community is such an amazing opportunity for you to grow and learn and improve your life. But what I want to talk about today is just hold the freaking phone. Stay-at-home mom life is not glamorous. And I am so sick of seeing things on social media that portray stay-at-home mom life as glamorous. I'm so sick of it because there's nothing glamorous about this role. Just absolutely not. Now, when I worked in HR, I would say that there was aspects of that were glamorous, like getting the paycheck, right? I got a beautiful new car. I got to dress up every day in business professional attire, do my hair, do my makeup. I didn't have baby spit up on me. I didn't have anything mother related. When I went to work, I was boss lady. Okay. I was a career focused woman. That's glamorous. Now there's other shit in there that I had to deal with too, that is not so glamorous, but just the idea of the title, of the role, and honestly, like even the power and the influence that you have in some of those roles when you're in a career, that's glamorous. But being a stay-at-home mom, there is nothing glamorous about that. And I still choose that every single day. But this is especially for the mom who's interested in being a stay-at-home mom. And they're looking at the Instagram, the Pinterest, the Facebook, any of the social media pages that portray it as this glamorous experience. It's fucking hard. It's so challenging. And you are left with your own thoughts, your own paradigms, and your own struggles every single day. So if you think that you have mental health issues, personal struggles, or anything like that going on, and that being a stay-at-home mom is going to give you the space to work on that and improve that, you're wrong. Because I have seen this, I have witnessed this happen when women are struggling in their careers and they're struggling with their happiness, and they think that the shift to being the full-time mom is going to magically fairy dust make them happy and make their entire lives better. And then they get into that role and they realize all of the shit that they were dealing with, that they were able to press down and push aside because they were focusing on their jobs or their careers or whatever outside motherhood is actually bubbling up to the surface more frequently and like slapping them in the face much, much harder than when they were working. And you have to face those demons because it's just you in your own thoughts, in your own head all day long. There's nobody to talk to about it. There's nobody to vent to about it. The one person that you do have when they do come home is your partner. And they don't want to hear it all the time. They don't want to hear all of your shit all the time. They want to hear the good stuff, the happy things. But what happens is you get home and you focus on the struggles, the trials of motherhood, of full-time motherhood. You don't focus on the glamour. You don't focus on the quiet, cozy tea time, read aloud time. No, you focus on the shit that you didn't get accomplished on your to-do list. Okay. That is a natural instinct that we go to. Now, here in this group, in this organization, we're working on changing our mindsets around that. Absolutely. But it takes intentionality. That doesn't come naturally for most people. Okay. So there's nothing glamorous, really, truly, about being a full-time mom. You know, I'll tell you this story. Totally disgusting mom story. I still tried to keep my fake nails when I was home. And this was, years ago when I spent all the money on fake nails and coloring my hair and all the makeup and everything. And which, by the way, I'm wearing some eyeshadow today and I feel very fancy. But I still kept my fake nails. And I was changing Gracie's diaper. And I got poop in my fingernail, up under my fingernail. And my other fingernail, it had grown out. So like it was then like inside my real nail, in that little line between my real nail and the artificial nail. It was just like stuck in there. Disgusting. One of the grossest things I had experienced so far in motherhood because I was a new mom. And right then and there, I was like, these are going. If that's getting stuck in there, and I actually saw that, what else is getting stuck in there that I'm not seeing? With all of these disgusting, gross bodily fluids going on in motherhood, I can't have like that in my fingernails. Okay. There is so much that is not glamorous about being a full-time mom. And that's just one example of the like thousands, if not millions of things that I've been through. Millions would be an exaggeration, but as a stay-at-home mom. Okay. Another example, another poop story since we're on it. We had friends over for dinner. I was potty training Olivia. I didn't have a diaper on her. Okay. She walked right over to the corner of the kitchen in front of everybody, squatted down and took a poop right there in front of our friends who didn't have children yet. They have a daughter now, and I'm absolutely shocked that they decided to have children after witnessing our shit show, literally. And I had to walk over there, and I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, but I walked over there mid-sentence as I was talking, grabbed paper towels and scooped up this baby poop with my hand, toddler poop with my hand. And I took it to the bathroom and flushed it, didn't miss a beat in my conversation and kept on going, got the chemicals, cleaned it all up, sanitized it and kept going. And my friend and her husband were just sitting there, like still trying to carry on this conversation while I'm literally like handling human feces with a paper towel and not missing a beat in the conversation. And she's just like, and I realized that what I had done, I'm like, oh, sorry. I guess that was really kind of gross. I should have apologized or, maybe tried to do that a little more discreetly. And she's like, and that's why we keep diapers on babies. And it was so funny. And she's so true. She was so correct. But I was potty training Olivia at the same time. I didn't know she was going to go poop in the corner. But seriously, that is one incident that I deal with and other full-time moms deal with, not just once when you're off work in your home, but 24/7 all the time. All the bodily fluids, the loose teeth, if that makes you cringe, the vomiting, the baby spit up, the dirty diapers, the blowouts. I remember when Gracie was in daycare and she had a blowout and the daycare had to deal with it. They sent home the dirty clothes and it was such a bad blowout. I threw the whole thing in the garbage. Just the whole thing went in the trash. There was no saving it. My mom gave me a little bit of a hard time because I should have scrubbed it and cleaned it. And, and I was like, no. This was beyond worth saving. One onesie. No, I'm not even donating this. This has to go in the trash. It has to. But somebody else dealt with it. Somebody else cleaned her up. Somebody else took care of the dirty diaper. Somebody else touched all of the clothes. And I just threw it in the trash and I got to hear the story. So, and I know that these are like 3 poop stories, but this is something that you deal with constantly as a stay-at-home mom. I think I've mentioned this before in other podcasts. I know everybody's bowel movements. Okay. I know when people poop every single day, all day long. I know when Gracie, Olivia, Lily, if they've all had a bowel movement, what that bowel movement looked like, what it felt like. Okay. And learn more about bowel movements than you ever thought that you would have known. Okay. There's nothing glamorous about that. I don't care how you filter it, how you try and, wrap it around like a funny, cute story. There's still it is gross. It doesn't matter. It is not glamorous. There's moments when you wake up and you have, baby spit up on you because you were co-sleeping with your child and your baby spit up on you in the middle of the night and you were too exhausted to care about changing your clothes, or you leaked all through the night. If you're nursing and you're so tired that you wake up and you smell like sour milk. There's nothing glamorous about that. Okay. But we do see a lot of these glamorous posts. We see the beautiful aspects and the pretty aspects of being the stay-at-home mom. Maybe somebody you follow on social media is a fitness expert, but they're also a mom. So you see them in this beautiful experience of working out with their children, but you didn't see all of the yelling and screaming and the fighting and the bickering and whatever else went on 90% of the rest of the time. You just saw that one moment. And I've worked out with my children and I have great workouts where they play independently and they're wonderful. And then I have workouts where I've interrupted 5 times before I can get through a half-hour workout. A half-hour workout will take me an hour because somebody's pooped in their diaper, or a baby had to nurse, or, the kids started bickering, or somebody fell and got hurt. I had a child that ran into one of my dumbbells one time and had a huge knot on her head. So I had to stop, get some ice, take care of that, and then move on. That's not glamorous, but it's life. And what you do as a stay-at-home mom, as a full-time mom, is that you choose to do life together with your children as a family. You're choosing the ups and the downs. You're choosing the moments of cozy story time with a pot of tea, sitting down and playing Barbies, painting your fingernails, playing catch in the backyard, sunbathing, going to the beach, those seemingly glamorous moments. Okay. You're saying yes to those, but you're also saying yes to everything else. You're saying yes to the spit up. You're saying yes to the hole in the wall because your children are home all the time. You're saying yes to permanent marker on the couch. You're saying yes to a scratch on your coffee table. You're saying yes to late nights, early mornings of taking care of a sick child. You're saying yes to no paycheck. You're saying yes to no validation that you're doing a good job. You're saying yes to nobody giving you a pat on the back, no promotions, nobody seeing your wins, nobody seeing your successes. And if you do explain those wins and those successes, you're saying yes to nobody actually understanding them. Okay. There's nothing glamorous about that. Now, you might see people on social media that are wearing these beautiful outfits while they're home with their children. And that's great if they're able to do that. But there's also days where what's more appropriate is your leggings and a cute sweater, or your leggings and a t-shirt. Okay. That's okay. We can still be intentional moms, not embracing the hot mess, but also understanding this is not glamorous. This is really, really challenging. This is really, really difficult, and nobody will ever understand that. In fact, what you will have on the opposite end is criticism, judgment, people questioning if you're doing the right thing, if you're doing enough. Your children's behavior and their actions is a direct reflection of you in other people's eyes. So you're saying yes to their criticism, to their judgment of how you are as an individual based on how your children behave, which is so wrong. But there's nothing glamorous about that. There is glamour in the paycheck. There's glamour in the benefits. There's glamour in that value that you're bringing to the table, that tangible title, the tangible paycheck. We don't have that here. Okay. We just don't. And you're never going to. It's always going to be the less than glamorous role. But that's what you said yes to. And in all of that are moments that you have to enjoy for yourself. The story read aloud tea time. Okay. I know I've used that one a couple of times, but that is beautiful if that's your jam. Some people may not think that that's their jam. Going to the beach, going to the park. Those are absolutely beautiful moments, okay, that you can embrace and celebrate for yourself. But there, in the midst of all of that, is the other unglamorous aspects of it. So I encourage you to just understand that. If you're seeking the glamour in stay-at-home mom life, you're not going to find it. It's not there. For the mom, for the woman that's trying to determine whether or not they want to be a stay-at-home mom, and you're basing that decision on glamorous posts or beautiful posts or calm posts that are happening on Instagram, you're going to fail. If you don't fail, and I don't wish that on anybody, but you're going to fall and crash and burn hard. And if that happens, trust me, we've been there. I've been there. I went into full-time motherhood with a vision and an ideology of what it should look like and what I wanted it to look like, and with the expectation that it's going to be this beautiful thing and we're all going to get along and sing Kumbaya, and I'm going to like be this super fit mom and do all these things. And holy shit, I had a rude awakening, big rude awakening, because that was all selfish stuff, right? That was what I wanted it to look like for me. But that really didn't take into consideration all of the rest of my family, didn't take into consideration at that time Gracie and Brad and what our household looked like and what our budget was and all of those things. I just had this vision. And it's okay. It's not bad to have a vision, but it also needs to be realistic. And the reality is that it's not glamorous, that it's very challenging. It's very dirty. It's very disgusting. Sometimes it's ugly. It's loud. It's chaotic. It's overwhelming. It's isolating. You are on an island. It is lacking in value from a societal perspective, and it is very independent. It is you, just you. And you have to be prepared for that component. You have to be prepared that it is you celebrating those wins for yourself without the paycheck, without the job title, without the validation and the pat on the back and the confirmation that you're doing a good job. Nobody is going to tell you you're doing a good job. And if you do, oh my gosh, please mark it on the calendar, put it in your memory bank, and remember that. It is rare that I get told that I'm doing a good job. It is rare that I get positive feedback. Nobody's here giving me an employee evaluation saying, you can improve 1% on this. Okay, you got a 4 out of 5 on this. We need to change. We can improve, but you're doing a really great job. 5 out of 5 on here, you get a raise. Nobody is doing that. I don't get an employee evaluation. You don't get an employee evaluation. Every year when I was working in human resources, we did employee evaluations. And a lot of the times raises were attached to those. And we don't have that here. There's nothing glamorous about our output. Our output is not measurable from an outside perspective, but it helps us understand and know we are doing the best job that we possibly can. So the next time you think that another stay-at-home mom has a glamorous life, please remember that that's what they want you to see. That's what's portrayed just on social media, but there's nothing glamorous about this role. It's dirty, it's disgusting, it stinks, it's messy, it's hard, it's sad, it's heartbreaking, but there are moments of beauty. There are moments of purpose. And that's what we're trying to do here within this community is find our worth, understand our value for our own individual reasons and our own individual purposes without the validation of the paycheck. So remember, you are doing an incredible job. It is not a glamorous role, and that's okay. But the work that you're doing is important. The work that you're doing is more important than a career that you would have had outside of the home. And your children appreciate the work that you're doing. Your community appreciates the work that you're doing. And this world will be impacted by the work that you're doing. So I hope you have an incredible, beautiful week amongst all of the lack of glamour in the dirt, in the grime, in all of the ugly aspects of being a stay-at-home mom, and find moments of joy and peace and beauty because it's there. If you seek it, if you search for it and really open your eyes, you'll have moments of beauty, of connection with your children. And those are the moments that you feel in your heart and in your soul. So go into your week, sweet mama, enjoying this role, understanding that it is hard, but finding pockets of time for yourself and for your family. So thank you so much for listening today. I look forward to talking to you all again very soon.